hoping to bring a little holiday cheer to those in need this season, and they're driven to succeed in their mission. Good evening and thanks for trusting us on your Saturday. I'm Jen Fenter. We'll get back to the story of a bell ringer in a moment. Topping your news tonight, a woman is shaken up but okay after being shot twice this afternoon in a mall parking lot. Authorities responded to the shooting at the Gallatin Valley Mall around 1:30 this morning. According to Bozeman police, 22-year-old Nathaniel John Budd was from Livingston and arrested in connection with the incident and is charged with 2 counts of attempted deliberate homicide. The victim, 24, and her driver had been in an argument with Budd when he allegedly fired 3 shots at the couple's vehicle. 2 of those shots hit the woman and 1 struck the car. Authorities were able to apprehend Budd on 19th Avenue as he was attempting to enter the freeway. The woman was transported to Bozeman Deaconess for her injuries and has since been released. Budd will make his initial appearance in Justice Court on Monday, where a bond will likely be set. Law enforcement in Casper, Wyoming released the names and circumstances surrounding the double murder-suicide, which shocked the city yesterday. The Casper Police Department says 25-year-old Chris Crum killed his father's girlfriend, 42-year-old Heidi Arnold, a math instructor, outside of her home Friday morning. Arnold had been stabbed multiple times, and police say had also sustained defensive wounds. Crum then made his way to campus where he found his father, 56-year-old Jim Crum, in a classroom. Crum, a computer science instructor, was preparing to teach at the time. Chris then shot his father in the head with a bow and arrow. Jim Crum made an effort to fight his son, which police say allowed students in the room to escape. At some point, Chris stabbed himself numerous times, then stabbed his father in the chest. When police arrived on scene, Jim had died, and it was determined nothing could be done to save Chris. Police say Crum acted alone and did not have a significant criminal history. He is currently living in Connecticut and may have left some form of communication explaining his actions. Police say they have found no indication that Chris threatened either of the victims before or that they even knew he was back in Casper. A memorial and candlelight vigil is being planned by Casper College students for this Tuesday. A Medicare scam is making the rounds in Montana. The Montana Senior Medicare Patrol Program has received reports of apparent phone scams. Callers are trying to get personal information from consumers, saying they are updating or renewing Medicare cards. Most of the calls are in the Polson area for now. It's important to know Medicare will never call you for your information. They already have it. Anyone calling to talk about changes to your Medicare or anything to do with the Affordable Care Act is a scam. Suspicious or potentially fraudulent healthcare calls should be reported to Montana SMP at the number on your screen. A mild start to our December today, but the changes are heading our way. Let's head over to Claire in the Storm Tracker Weather Center for a look at what we can expect. Claire?
Well, Jen, temperatures are above seasonal average, so it's a lot warmer out there, and any precipitation we've been getting in the lower elevation has only been rain. Here's a look at our lows for tonight, dropping down to the cooler temperatures, only 39 degrees in Great Falls and 33 in Helena, a bit cooler. And for tomorrow, temperatures will be warm as well, up into the 50s, almost 60 degrees in Great Falls and upper 40s for Helena. Coming up, though, we'll let you know what we can expect for the week to come. Back to you, Jen.
All right, thanks, Claire. 5 off-duty mounts from airmen are recovering after rolling their vehicle earlier this morning. Montana Highway Patrol says the driver of a Dodge pickup fell asleep at the wheel. The vehicle went off the road, going airborne several times, and then rolled. MHP says the 5 passengers were extricated and transported to Benefice. One was airlifted by Mercy Flight for more serious injuries, but officials say none of their injuries are life-threatening. MHP says speed and alcohol are not factors in the accident, and all 5 men were wearing their seatbelts. Today, area airmen received national recognition for being an outstanding unit. MTN's Beth Beachy takes us to the special award ceremony to see what the recognition means for those honored.
The nation recognized the Rapid Engineer Deployer Heavy Operation Repair Squadron Engineers, otherwise known as Red Horse, and the 219th Red Horse was recognized as the outstanding unit serving our nation.
For these guys and gals to get this is encouraging. It shows that someone is caring out there, that the stuff that they're willing to do for their state and their nation.
Chief Master Sergeant Ryman says this Red Horse unit has been deployed 4 times since 9/11, and this is the 3rd year in a row they've been nationally recognized. The 219th Red Horse unit also received a passing of the torch gift, so to speak, from the Army National Guard's BLACKHORSE unit from Helena. Former BLACKHORSE Commander Mike YAEGER says he couldn't be happier to pass something so special on to another esteemed group.
To have our black horse be reflagged, so to speak, repainted as a red horse, and continue the tradition. And the response by the unit and the commander wanting to know the history and what is behind all of this was really just great to be a part of.
And other men and women in uniform were also honored as well, including Staff Sergeant Emily Ferguson. She was recognized as the Montana Airman of the Year, which is given to someone who exemplifies being a well-rounded guardsman.
So it just made me feel appreciated, not just for what I've done within the unit, but also within my community and my personal life.
And while Ferguson and others also became non-commissioned officers, she says thanks to her training, she's ready for whatever's thrown at her next. In Great Falls, Beth Beachy, MTN News.
The awards weren't just given out at Malmstrom. The 120th Fighter Wing at the Montana Air National Guard presented their own awards to personnel as well today. The Guard recognized well-rounded guardsmen for both their roles on base and in the community. And for every recipient, their award was a well-kept secret.
I don't really feel like I go over and above. I feel like I do the same that everybody else does, so I feel very humbled, actually. But you're right, nobody joins for the award. We all join to be part of the team.
Guardsmen were able to receive their awards, and then in the afternoon they celebrated with a holiday party with their families at base. There were more than 30 students, middle school students, that stepped up to the challenge today to audition for the first ever Junior Cascade of Talent show. MTN's Tara Grimes shares how these kids plan to knock the community off their feet.
It feels like I can just show my passion through dancing.
Sixth grader Faith Edmister's life is on the dance floor.
We could practically live at the studio.
Day in and day out, she practices the moves and the grace, and on Saturday, it all came down to this. Auditions for the first ever Junior Cascade of Talent. Edmister is one of 33 young aspiring stars vying for a spot in the top 20. Organizers say after the huge success of the Cascade of Talent for high schoolers, they wanted to bring the show to a younger group. And for some who are keeping the show alive, the auditions bring back memories of their days on stage.
The moment walking out is pretty much what every performer lives for, and then just trying to capture that for the next 4 minutes.
Courtney Dow took the stage in 2006 when Cascade of Talent first began. Now she's helping others show off their talents.
It's a bittersweet feeling. You know, I love to perform and I love being on stage, but the feeling of accomplishment watching them be out there and achieve their goals is something that I can never replace.
And as a student of Dow's, Edmister plans to continue amazing her and the rest of the community with her performances. In Great Falls, Tara Grimes, MTN News.
Organizers say they are hoping to allow more than 20 acts. They say it's just a matter of time. The Junior Cascade of Talent show will be at 2 o'clock and the Cascade of Talent show will follow at 7 on March 3rd. Tonight marks the largest fundraiser of the year for a charitable organization. The 7th annual Toys for Tots auction and dinner is hoping to have raised enough money to support area children in need. Many of the items were donated by local merchants, ensuring every dollar made tonight will go towards buying new toys for kids who might otherwise not get a Christmas present.
Last year we helped 3,636 kids by buying and collecting 10,055 toys. So far this year my phone is ringing off the hook. I've gotten a ton of emails. I think if we don't pass that, it'll probably be a miracle.
All toys collected or purchased will be given to area charities who in turn gift them to the children in need. Again this year, the Intermountains Festival of Trees is breaking fundraising efforts. This year's auction raised over $278,000, breaking the record set last year at $236,000. Organizers say the numbers reached in this year is large part due to an anonymous donor who matched funds up to $100,000. The top tree was Now and Then 25 Years of Change, and it sold for nearly $22,000. The festival continues on today with tomorrow on Family Fun Day, where they get to enjoy games and meet Santa Claus.
So you're in line waiting for Santa Claus?
Yeah.
Yep, what are you gonna ask Santa?
For a treat. I'm a crane. I'm all intro about Superman Master Truck. I'm gonna ask him a present.
What kind of present you looking for?
A Batman boat.
The festival will continue tomorrow from 10 to 4. Every year, the Salvation Army sends bell ringers through the community to help raise money for their own programs. But bell ringing provides more to those in need. MTN's Evan Weberg explains.
A true sign Christmas is here. The Salvation Army's biggest fundraiser, the Red Kettle, a true gift that keeps on giving.
When we have Christmas, it's the time we do the most in our community that can be seen through giving kids toys, through giving food to families in need. Sometimes it's more the tragic stories that come out, and it gives us the opportunity to do what we're called to do, and that's to help those families out.
So as you walk on by and straight into the store, and maybe not even think twice. However, next time you might want to remember the meaning behind the bell. What kind of got you involved then, and kind of how this all kind of came about for you?
Well, our house burned down. It's hard to talk about. And I have 6 kids, and we were struggling, and so Lieutenant Rob here, he helped me get this job.
While working, Jen Eggy has seen firsthand the true Christmas spirit.
How great people are, and how warm it makes me feel that people will stop and dig in their pockets, the bottom of their purses, and give just to, to make someone else have a wonderful Christmas. It's great.
Across town at Vance Thriftway, John Henkel has been a bell ringer for 7 seasons now, as he knows how generous the community truly is.
Someone put in 4 $20 bills once. That's the biggest I've ever.
That's the biggest
that I ever knew. Well, sometimes they put in checks, but I don't really know what they are. Yeah.
Both John and Jen will tell you they love meeting the people, and that this is truly a gift that will keep on giving.
Well, it makes me want to come back next year and volunteer.
In Helena, I'm Evan Weberg, MTN News.
The Salvation Army will be holding a toy drive at Walmart in the capital city next Saturday. The community was given a first-hand account to what it was like to be a Native American attending boarding school decades ago. Author Mert McCleskey told fans of days when popcorn and soda at the movies were just 5 cents. But he says he's also hoping his stories of what he went through and learned at an Indian boarding school can encourage today's youth. His book uses detailed narration and vivid descriptions to help readers young and old be transported back to those times.
Certainly more knowledge about Native American history and culture and education, and also to have an idea how what's happening with Native American kids, students today.
McCluskey says after seeing kids read the history of the Native American education, it may give them a better idea of the history behind the culture. He says he hopes that this book will serve as an example to Native American students. 100% of the book's proceeds will go to Native American scholarships as well as education programs. Have you ever had an unexplained run-in with a UFO or extraterrestrial? Helena author Joan Bird has written a new book on Montana's encounters with such phenomena. The first chapter of the book covers what may be the first ever camera footage of flying saucers taken in 1950 near Great Falls.
They were hovering, and when he put the camera on them, they were still hovering, and then he said they moved across the river and behind a grain elevator and behind a water tower. So we have these objects in the landscape to be able to judge their relative speed, which was very important in later analyses of the film.
The book, Montana UFOs and Extraterrestrials, also covers the crop circles in the Flathead Valley and UFO sightings over Minuteman missile silos during the 1960s. Bird hopes that skeptics will keep an open mind and not ridicule people who come forward with their experiences.
Just take a look at the evidence. And the other thing I would really ask people to do is to allow people to tell their stories without judgment. So many people are fearful of sharing this information because they feel like they will be ridiculed or persecuted or thought crazy.
Now, if you would like to see some of that evidence that she's talking about, we do have a link posted on our website of her book, as well as a little more information about her and the book. So
that sounds kind of interesting.
It
Maybe
is
we take it up. Maybe we read it and see, what.
Probably not good chances of seeing those things tonight, though. It's a little cloudy.
No.
Is tomorrow a better chance?
Well, as we head into tomorrow, most areas in north central Montana are going to be seeing some rain. So maybe
Still
UFO
no.
sightings, not for tonight, but maybe later in the week. Here's a look at our breakdown for tomorrow morning. 37 degrees tomorrow at 6 a.m. We'll see those showers hang around all morning for most parts, and windy conditions will continue. We'll have a complete look at your forecast after the break.